free from me. I have nothing, nothing, nothing if I don't have you. If I don't have you.
Amazing. How was that?
That felt the best out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You 100% nailed it. I don't know how it felt, but I loved this version. This was really, really, really great. It's not too much, not too little. And if you feel like this is a sustainable way of you singing this chorus, I have no notes. I loved it. Hey Voxstar, and welcome to From Singer to Artist. I'm Lara Chapman, award-winning singer and songwriter turned viral vocal coach and the host of this show. At VoxTape Studios, we help singers from all over the world level up their voices by teaching them the 3 fundamental skills all singers need: technique, awareness, and artistry. Whether you're looking to go pro or just develop your voice for fun, my team and I are here to help. Check the link in the description to book your first session or grab some of our other resources. Alrighty, are you ready? Let's get started. We are back in our home studio with yet another amazing, beautiful singer. Welcome, Brandi.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited to have you here. It's been like a good 6 or 7 years since we met. And also the last time I saw you was then too.
Yeah.
But we met actually at a songwriters round. Mm-hmm. That was a really cool experience. It was my first songwriters round.
Mine too.
Yeah? Oh, yay! Perfect.
Yeah, I had just moved. I'd maybe been in Indy for like a year or so.
Oh, really? Where did you move from?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay, okay. Usually people move the other way. They moved from Indy to Nashville. But it was so great to meet you there. And I remember like everybody was blown away by your vocals, and it was like, whoa, okay. I need to step up my game over here.
Oh,
and
no,
how was the experience for you? Do you remember? It's been such a long time.
I just remember being really, really nervous because it was like my first time sharing my original music in a really, really long time. And I had just lost someone that was really, really close to me. So I was like coming out of like that kind of grief and stuff. So, and trying to honor him by like still pursuing my music. So it was kind of emotional, but also really scary.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. Music is a beautiful thing, and it can help us heal, and sharing it with others helps them heal too, which is so beautiful. So thank you for creating this beautiful music and sharing it.
Thank you.
And for me, it was also like my first songwriters round, like just like for you, like for indie at least. And I remember I was playing songs, and for one song I forgot to move the capo. And it was way, way higher than I was used to singing it. And I was like, why is this song so hard to sing? And then halfway through, I noticed that the capo was on the wrong fret. And I was like, that's why. But hey, too late to stop and change it now.
Right.
So we're just going to keep rolling with it.
Yep. I feel like you mentioned that though too.
I did. Yep.
Yeah.
At the end
now
of the
that
song.
you said that, yeah.
Yep. At the end of the song.
But I was like, she's got the chops and she did it. So.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I think it was like 3 or 4 half steps higher than what it usually is. And I was like, this was supposed to be my easy song. Why is this so hard? There you go. But yeah, I did mention it at the end, just kind of be like, well, that was fun. That was totally in the wrong key, but here we are. And I don't know. I'm the kind of person who maybe sometimes overshares a little bit, but I also feel like it shows character, when you're like, well, let's laugh about this.
And you didn't there are some artists that will like stop and,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes that's a part of their persona or their artistry, but I think it also shows another side when you can keep going. And it sounded fantastic. I don't remember ever thinking like, that's weird. Or, yeah. No, that doesn't sound good. Like, it all sounded good. So,
well, thank you. Thank you. Right back at you.
Thank you.
And before we dig into the song that we're going to be working on, we're going to look at I Have Nothing, Whitney Houston.
God willing.
God willing. There you go. You said that's one of the songs that is just kind of like,
is a pain point
just
sometimes.
Want to get it.
Yes.
Yeah. The key change, right?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. But I'm excited to have a look at that song with you. But before we dig in, do you mind sharing a little bit more about your musical background?
Sure. Yeah, well, I've been a musician since I was like 4 or 5. Wow. Yeah, I've always played in like ensembles and sang in choir and things like that, and did musical theater like growing up and even now. So music has just always been a big part of who I am, and now I'm a music teacher, on top of still trying to make those singer-songwriter dreams come true.
Okay. Yes, yes. Have you been performing at all recently, or has it been a minute?
It's not been like well, I will say I probably took about a 1.5 year break. Mental health mostly, and life changes. I have been more consistently gigging lately, but they've been like more so cover gigs, which not my favorite, just because I also write, and we're just not in a town, I think, that champions it as much as I would love for them
original
to. Yeah, original music. But it also puts money in my pocket, and I like doing it. I mean, but it's just not my favorite. So
yeah, I get that. I get that. It was also not my favorite either. So I only did it for one summer. And then I was like, I've had my fill. Thank you very much. So I get it. I get it. But are you working on like recording any music to release, or?
I would love to. I think I need to find a bit more confidence first, because I have a lot that I want to release, and I'm just scared to release it. So I haven't.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. Where do you feel like that fear is coming from?
I don't know. I mean, maybe just not feeling like I'm not good enough, or that it won't be received well, or I don't know. I mean, I do live shows and people ask where they can find my music, but I don't know. It feels like there's still like a disconnect between, okay, you say you like it, but are you really going to like it if I put it, and it's so permanent, and those are my babies, and I'm just like, if they don't like it, what does that say about me? So just trying to get through that stuff so that I can maybe get to some recording.
Yeah.
So
I hear you. I totally do. This is very, very common. Like the thoughts that you have, 100%. And it's interesting, like if the roles were reversed and I told you exactly what you just said, you'd be like, girl, you crazy. What are you doing? Just release your music. Everybody tells you they like it and they want to hear it. So they want to hear it. So just give them what they want, right? It's so much easier to give other people advice.
Yes, it is.
Than to do it yourself. So
absolutely.
I hear you. And especially for us women, we haven't had a say in a really long time. And especially for you as a Black person too, in America, that's a whole other layer there too. Women didn't have a say. Black women definitely didn't have a say. Up until recently, our opinions start to matter. And so we're being taken more seriously, but in our genes, like it's still very much like expressing our thoughts and opinions still goes very much against our genes, right? And so we're basically like breaking the cycle here by sharing our opinions, by sharing our music and our art. And that's not easy because you're going against generations of suppression.
Absolutely. And then I think we also get just boxed into like, as singer-songwriters or just as artists, they want to put us in a label like you might be pop. As a Black woman, I've got to be like R&B soul, but I love rock music. I mean, I love alternative and indie music, and a lot of my stuff sounds more like Sarah McLachlan or Alanis or Lil Paramore. Like, I love that stuff. That's not to say that I don't like R&B and things like that, but it's really a fusion, and it's like, okay, but if I also give my music, then that they'll still find a way to box it into like R&B, and then nobody will listen to it because, well, that doesn't sound like R&B, you know, like, so yeah, there are a lot of layers that I also think about.
No, I'm glad you're bringing that up. You're totally right. And I do believe truly that we are trending in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Where we're getting out of these boxes and women having a say and all of that stuff, right? So we're going in the right direction, but we're still trying to break that cycle, right? But you got it. And, you know, we would love to hear your stuff. I'm just going to say that, but I'm not going to pressure you. Well, whenever you're ready, you're ready.
That is I will say in 2025, that is my first goal, is at least to get a song out.
Yes.
You know, so.
Have you released music ever or never?
One song with, was it Fourth Sunday Recording Company?
Okay.
And wasn't super proud of the recording itself. So, yeah, but that's probably the only thing that exists on the interwebs of me.
Yeah, well, usually I'm asking because the first is always the hardest, right? And then you do it, you get it out there, and you're like, oh, this is not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, right? Because we build it up in our heads to be this crazy thing when it's really just not.
Yeah.
But it's important that you have something that you feel proud of. Because if you don't love it, then, you know, people are probably not, they're probably going to feel that disconnect.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to be able to tell even in a song, like,
yeah.
And that's not what I want. So
they're probably still going to like it, but they're not going to be like Brandy's heart's in it, you know? Right. And that's important. That's definitely important. So, we're going to get you some really awesome recordings. Get your voice ready for that.
Your mouth to God's ears.
No, you got it. I'm excited. I'm so excited. So, shall we look at the song?
Sure.
Okay. So you said, right before we started rolling the cameras, agility, like riffing, that kind of stuff is something you're working on. And in this particular song, the key change at the end. If it's cool with you, I would still like to do the entire song so we can kind of like ease into it before we get into the crazy key change at the end.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Anything else you want me to pay attention to, or is that pretty good?
I think that's pretty good.
I'll pay attention to everything anyways.
I was going to say, you're going to be paying attention and to stuff that I probably am not even aware of. So
Yeah. I'll be sure to listen, but I usually always ask, is there anything specifically that you want me to pay attention to?
Sure.
Just to make sure we cover that as well. But take a sip of water, and whenever you're ready, we'll dig into the song. Okay, you got the lyrics in front of you on your phone. Perfect. Awesome. Let me know if we need to adjust the volume of the track, okay?
Share my life, take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you. Take my love, I'll never ask for too much, just all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't want to have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Well, don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore. Stay
Awesome. We're going to pause right there, okay? Whew! You better sing, Brandi. You better sing. I don't know if you saw me, but I went to go adjust your mic levels because I'm like, we're getting loud. We're getting loud.
Oh, sorry.
No. You're good. You're good. You just have pipes, man. You have pipes. Woo. All right. Talk to me. How did it feel?
It felt okay. It felt okay. I felt like it didn't feel like it was a break, but maybe I don't know if my voice may still be fatigued from, because I teach all day and talk.
Yes.
So it felt a little fatigued, like kind of moving from like belty back down, like,
yeah.
And it's usually for me coming back into like a falsetto or a lighter voice from something really powerful.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel the fatigue more so there. Like it feels a little raspy to me. It might not come out that way, but it feels kind of raspy.
No, that totally makes sense. The best way, like this is not a one-to-one analogy, so it's not exactly like this, but this is the best way I can describe it. It's almost like when you're overstretching a rubber band, for example, and it doesn't quite snap back to the original shape. That's probably what's happening here, like something similar like that, where it's like belty, right? That would be the stretching.
Right.
That's not actually what happens, but again,
No,
best analogy I have.
Absolutely.
And then when you get back to the whatever the riff is, right? The softer falsetto-y part, it doesn't quite snap back to where it was before the belty part. Yeah. This is very, 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 very common. And it's because you're working a lot harder than you probably have to. You're putting more, not necessarily strain, but just effort on your voice when you're doing this big belty part, right? I loved how soft and also like a little breathy, the share my life, or whatever the lyrics are, right?
Yeah,
like
right.
that first part, that first verse, nice and soft and just beautiful. It was absolutely stunning. And then you started building, and I loved, like the initial build. It was great. And then the chorus hit and it got really loud really quickly. And we're only in the first chorus. So I'm wondering, can we maybe get that same kind of, like powerful chorus? I'm not saying that you should, like sing the entire chorus in a falsetto or something like that, right? Still a chest dominant sound, still a belt quality, but without all of that extra volume.
Okay.
That's gonna help help you not feel tired, and the rubber band snaps back to its normal position, right? And it's not kind of like loosey-goosey stretched out.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense on paper?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Can we try that chorus one more time? Don't make me close. Actually, we're gonna go from the pre-chorus.
Okay.
Yeah. So here we're going into the pre-chorus.
Okay.
I don't really need to look. Still easy. Like, if what you just did before, on a scale of 1 to 10, how loud was that? Like what you did in the chorus.
Versus how loud I can get, or because I could get louder.
I'm sure you can.
And I don't mean to. It just
yeah. No, that's okay. That's okay. Just
I mean, yeah, it was pretty loud.
Pretty loud. Maybe like a 8, 9.
Probably. I'd say 8.
Okay. 8. Okay. Awesome. I can't believe you can get louder than that. That's insane. I mean, I can believe it, but it's like, whoa, so much voice. It's just so many pipes. I love it. It's great. It's really great.
It's often hard to control though. So yeah.
That's exactly what we're working on right now is controlling this so that we can get the power without the volume, right? Mm-hmm. So, because you have a microphone and it'll do the volume for you.
Yeah.
Right. Not that you need one, but, so if that was an 8, let's try and see what comes out if we are singing this at a 5.
Okay.
Okay.
I will try it.
Okay.
Any sort of things to think about, like
just the volume. Just the volume.
Or just to like how to maybe. Okay.
I don't want you to overthink it, right?
Okay.
Just like a mental tweak, essentially.
Okay.
Let's just see what happens if we go from an 8 to a 5. Okay.
Okay.
And you're gonna figure it out as you go, and it might come out awesome. You might crack. That's okay too. It might not come out exactly the way we want it to. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just making an adjustment and see what happens. Okay. And then we can tweak it some more. And even in this pre-chorus, if the pre-chorus was a 3 before, let's have it be like a 2, right? Just even in the pre-chorus, less, just volume wise. Okay. Let's check.
I don't really need to look very much further. I don't want to have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Well, don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare. Must I imagine them there? Don't walk away from me. I have nothing if I don't have you. If I don't have you.
Okay, great. Talk to me. How was that?
When I got into it, it felt a little easier. Getting there though felt like I was kind of straining at first, like into the chorus.
Okay, at the beginning of the chorus or still in the pre-chorus?
Don't make me close.
That
like
one?
that part felt like I was straining to not
fair.
like trying to pull it back made me feel like I was stretching in some way. Or straining in some way. But after I got out of that initial part of the chorus, it felt fine.
Okay. So it was just a little bit of an adjustment. Your voice was trying to figure out what to do, and it was like, that's not quite right. So you kept making adjustments until you were like, okay, now this feels okay. Power-wise, so not necessarily volume-wise, because I think we can both agree that was a lot quieter, right? Power-wise, do you feel like this is too quote-unquote weak? Or are you like, no, I'm still quite powerful. I'm still chest dominant. Like, where are we now?
It felt, it still felt more chest dominant. It did not feel as powerful either. Yes, it was quieter too. It felt like I was maybe taking in a little bit, or maybe like more breath, like breathy. I don't know if that's even a thing, like being chesty and breathy. Like, I know the mix voice, but like it didn't live just in my chest anymore. But
I have an explanation for that. So when you were singing with all of that volume and all of that power, there was a lot of compression on your vocal folds, which was why getting into the softer parts was difficult. Okay. And now when you were doing it a little bit more softly, like less volume, your vocal folds were not compressing as much. So there was more breath flowing through your vocal folds, which is what gives you this feeling of breath or breathy. You didn't sound breathy, but there was more breath coming through because there was not as much compression. And so it feels more breathy, even though it doesn't sound breathy. Okay. How did it feel going, like at the end of the chorus, going into the soft parts?
That part felt better.
Felt better?
Felt a lot easier.
Okay. Love. Mission accomplished. I thought you did a fantastic job with this.
Thanks.
Like when I asked you, like, okay, well, what else do I need to think about besides just quieter? I'm like, I'm not going to give you more notes. Let's start with this and see where it goes. And I'm like, well, okay, she nailed it already. Okay, whatever. You don't need me.
Yes, I did.
No, but that was really great. And here's the thing, right? This is the first chorus. We definitely don't need more than that. Because otherwise, I'm like, where are you going to go from here? Right? Because we have a whole other chorus and then a key change too. Right? So we can build from here. Otherwise, if you sing it with all of this power and all of this volume, by the time you get to the key change, you're already tired. right? Which is probably why the key change is the trouble part for you, because of all the stuff that came before the key change.
Probably.
Not the actual key change. Maybe a little bit of both, right? Maybe a little bit of both, but mostly you're already tired by the time you get to the key change. That's probably one of those issues. So we need to pace ourselves, right? And you start like Shema, that part, like you start at like a freaking 1 or 2, right? Like it's super quiet, super breathy, and just absolutely stunning and beautiful. We don't need to go to an 8 or a 9 from 2 within 30 seconds, right? We can have that first chorus be at a 5, like what you were doing before. Okay. Mm-hmm. Did you, besides that, don't make me close, besides that part, did you like the sound of it?
Yeah, I think so. There was, I think, just trying to find where that is in my voice to be able to do that is, overall, yes, I like the sound, I like the tone. There were parts for me that I was like, oh, I wish I could have hit that like a little more strong, but I think that was because I was trying to find a balance.
Yeah.
And so it came out falsetto, but that, or so, but yeah, but I didn't not like what it sounded like.
Okay. Are you talking about the stay in my arms? Okay. I loved it though. So here's the thing. This is a very belty, big chorus. Mm-hmm. And I know you can hit that in a powerful belt if you want to. If we belt the entire chorus, I don't know how long the chorus is, 20, 30 seconds. That's a lot of belting for the audience, for the listener to hear. So even if we just have one little note that's a little softer up there, it can break it up a little bit and make it a little bit more digestible for the listener sometimes. Mm-hmm. And it brings in more contrast. You can belt that note in the second chorus. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you're like, actually, girl, I want to belt it in the first chorus, then I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. That's your artistic choice at the end of it. I just want you to know that you don't have to.
Right.
It doesn't make you less of a singer if you don't. It just shows more color in your voice, right?
For sure.
I mean, that was very successful for the first try. I'm very impressed. Oh. Do you mind if we do it one more time?
Sure.
To just give your voice the chance to kind of like figure it out, okay? And make adjustments however you like as you go. But I really like that 5, right? That 5 volume level is really nice spot for you.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Okay. Pre-chorus again?
Sure, yeah, that'll be fine. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't want to have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare. Must I imagine them there? Don't walk away from me. I have nothing, nothing, nothing if I don't have you. If I don't have you.
Okay, nice. Talk to me. How did it feel?
I felt better that time.
Okay.
Like getting into it. I feel like I still don't know what I want to do at the very beginning of that chorus, and that's why I probably was still just like, for me, just for me. But I think that's just me just trying to, like, where I want it to live.
Of course. But the beautiful part is that you can do it all.
Well, thank you.
You know, and now it's just a matter of choosing what you want to do. Yeah.
Or knowing what it is I'm doing so that I can choose it.
That one. Exactly. Would you say that was still about a 5? A little more,
so.
A little less?
I tried to pull it back just slightly, but I still think it was probably lived around the 5.
Okay. Awesome.
Think.
Yeah. I would probably agree with you. Maybe a 4.5. you know. But now let's see if we can find that middle spot between the 4.5 or the 5 and the 8, right? Can we find something in the middle where we're not quite as loud, but also not quite as quiet? Okay. Not that you were quiet by any means, but you know.
I know what you mean.
A little more.
Okay.
Somewhere in the middle. Okay.
I don't really need to look very much further. I don't want to have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Well, don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare. Must stay imagining there. Don't walk away from me. I have nothing if I don't have you. If I don't have you.
Amazing. How was that?
That felt the best out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You 100% nailed it. I don't know how it felt, but I loved this version. This was really, really, really great. It's not too much, not too little. And if you feel like this is a sustainable way of you singing this chorus, I have no notes. I loved it.
Thanks.
It was really good.
Thank you. It felt good. That one felt good. Even getting into it like it felt. And maybe just like third time's the charm or something, but it felt like I was able to get in, right in that note, like in the very beginning of the chorus. So
yeah, it was amazing. How did it feel coming out of it and those oohs?
That still felt really good.
Awesome.
So it's just from just the analogy. I mean, even though I know it's not like anatomically is what's happening, but just keeping that in my mind, and coming out of that into the softer falsetto part makes a difference, because it hadn't felt raspy or for anything like that coming out of that in these redos. So
I love it. Nailed it. For me, if it's cool with you, we can move on to the second verse.
Okay.
Yeah?
Sure.
Was there anything in the first verse or pre-chorus that you wanted to look at?
Not that I can think of right now.
I loved it, so fine with me. Alrighty, moving on to that second verse.
You see through right to the heart of me. You break down my walls with the strength of your love. I never knew love like I knew it with you. Will the memory survive? Oh, that I can hold on to.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you right there. Okay. Nice. Okay. Ooh, you're beautifully building. How did it feel?
That felt. I mean, it felt fine, like breath wise. I'm trying to like build on the notes that you have given me, because I normally sing this louder, and like more powerful. So I tried to intentionally back off.
Yeah.
So some of my choices were just kind of like, okay, I was in my head, I
Fair.
think, in singing this part.
Fair. I love that you're applying what we talked about up until this point here already without me even saying anything. So, yay! We love that. I, in general, loved the build of it, like throughout this second verse.
Okay.
You start more than where you started the first verse, which makes a lot of sense. The music is asking for that, right? But then you're still building without giving everything away already, right? So I loved the build in general. Hold on. You break down my walls. You break down my walls. Oh, you went higher on that note. Mm-hmm. Where did you go? You break down my walls. You break down my walls. Na, na.
In the past, I have tried to like riff that, like
oh,
you or something like that, like, and then come
like,
back down.
You break down my walls. Cool. Is that necessary? Like, for me, when we're adding things like little riffs and things like that, I'm always like, love. How is this affecting the storytelling of the song? Like, are we getting any more? Like, is this enhancing the emotional expression of the song, or is it just more of like a show-offy kind of thing? You know?
Mm-hmm. I don't know why or when I started doing that. I've been singing this song forever, or trying to anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like I started doing it though, more so just to be different when I sang this, because I was trying to sing it exactly like her, and then it's already like it doesn't have a lot of inflection like that, other than just the tone and color of her amazing voice. So I feel like I was just trying to put me in there somewhere and make a different choice right there. Yeah.
That's super important, right? That, I mean, depending on, of course, what it is you're trying to do, right? Like, if this is like your voice goal song and you're like, I just want to be able to sing it just like Whitney Houston, then you don't have to do that. But if you were to record a cover of the song, for example, and release that, then we might want to make some changes to it so it's not exactly like Whitney's version of it. But at the end of the day, you know, it's your artistic choice what you want to do with it. But I'm a big fan of making something your own. And even in the second verse and the first verse, just melody wise, there's a lot of changes happening, right? Like, sure, at the very beginning is, you see through, right through the heart of me. You'll break down my walls with the strength of your love. That first half of the second verse is pretty much melodically the same as the first verse, right? But then the second half of it is completely different. And so in that second half of the second verse, where she's changing it all up, I never knew, whatever, right? That part. You could change that part too, because Whitney changed it. So you could change it from whatever Whitney did to something else, to like a third different kind of version, you know?
Gotcha.
But you can make changes wherever you want, for that matter. But that would kind of also be a cool part where you could, you know, change a melody a little bit here or there if you wanted to. But with that, you're going, you break down, you break down, you break down my, hold on. Me, you break down my walls.
So come down, like start.
You break down my walls. You. Ooh, you. That would be three notes. You. Yeah. You. Yes.
You.
It's not an easy thing, and it doesn't come naturally to me either. You. I think it's
you. Yeah. I have to work on that.
Yeah, so if you wanted to do a riff there, that's something that you could do. Or what you said earlier was Hold on. You break down my walls. There's, if you go all the way from you to break, that's like quite a big jump. So if you're riffing up and then jumping down, it could feel a little disconnected. You break down the walls. Okay. But if you love it, let's do it. It's your choice. You would be the riff that I was.
You.
Oh yeah, that. Exactly that. You break down my walls, for example, or the you break you. That's just a triad. You break down my walls. You. Because she's doing you break down. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or I could maybe just do something around there instead. You break you. Uh-huh. Yeah, things to play with.
You break down, you break down. Also, you can have that F sharp in there if you like that. If you don't like that note, don't do it. You break down. Yeah, you don't have to go up to the B.
Yeah.
You can play around with it. I'll let you explore that, but you don't have to make it complicated, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, wherever your heart takes you with it, okay. You know, explore that. Cool. I want to look at that second half of the second verse one more time. So after you break down my strength, my walls with all the strength of your love, right? After that, going into that.
I never knew.
Yep. Exactly. You break down my walls
with the strength of your love. I never knew love like I knew it with you, with a memory.
Sorry. Yep. No, you're doing great. Like I've known it with you. Oh. You're singing like I knew it with you.
Oh, okay.
Like I've known it. It's actually a lot easier to sing I've known it than I've knew it. Yeah, knew. I can't believe you can belt that. Jesus Christ. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. But yeah, love like I've known it.
It's one of those things, like you hear it, you feel like you hear it, and you keep saying it forever.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to do knew it, it's not like it's wrong.
Known it is fine. If it's easier, especially if it's easier.
That's why I'm pointing it out. Usually I'd be like, whatever, it doesn't matter. But because it's actually easier to sing, that's why I wanted to point it out. Let's try it.
Strength of your love. I never knew love like I known it with you. Will the memory survive? Oh, and I can hold on to. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't want to have to go where you don't follow. I want it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Oh, that was it. That was part. Yeah, I forgot that part.
This is where we're taking off, baby.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, all good. How did it feel up until this point?
Felt pretty good.
You made some changes. You made some melodic changes in there. Whitney does not do some of the things that you did. At least not that I know of.
If she did, they'd be better.
No, you killed it. That was really good. I loved it.
Thanks.
And it didn't feel like the changes that you made didn't feel out of place to me. It very much felt like, yeah, that's just what naturally came out of your mouth, you know?
Yes.
Compared to with the you break down, that one I feel like it's a little more forced. You know, like you're making the change for the sake of making a change with compared, and that's just what it feels like to me, right? But the in the second verse and like in that pre-chorus there, leading into that second chorus, like everything that you did felt very natural to me. Like you didn't have to think about it too much. Even if you did, it didn't sound like you did.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Let's practice that transition into the
Yeah.
into that part. Okay.
Oh, and I can hold on to. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't want to have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Your love I remember forever. Well, don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare. Must stay, imagine them there. Don't walk away from me. I have nothing, nothing, nothing. Don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare. Must stay, imagine there. Don't walk away from me. Don't walk away from me. Don't you dare walk away from me. I have nothing, nothing, nothing. If I don't have you, you. If I don't have you.
Okay.
Yeah. Was okay.
Okay, talk to me. How was it?
Stamina wise, it was better. It was much better than what I've normally done.
Okay, that's good.
I still think that I was in my head this time because I'm trying to, like, there were a lot of things to think about, and then I think there were just more so just choices that I made because I was thinking and not just doing. But it was a lot easier to transition and to get to the key changes and all that. So
Cool.
excuse me.
No, you're good. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that the stamina feels better. Like to me, it didn't seem like you started getting tired towards the end of the key change. So that's a really great sign. It was plenty powerful, right? We don't need to do more than that. If this is like the last song in your set and you don't have another gig the next day and you wanted to just give it absolutely everything you've got, I would allow you to do that. But is it necessary? No, it's not. Right? Like you're going to get that same wow effect from your audience, whether you do what you just did or you're adding an extra 3 notches on top of that. Right? You're going to get an insane reaction either way. So you might as well give yourself a little bit of a break because this is already incredibly hard to sing. Right?
Yes.
In leading into the key change, you overshot that close a little bit. Did you hear that?
I also couldn't hear the music
Oh,
on that
okay.
one, but that might have been. But I also know I got louder too, so I think I was just singing over the music, like I couldn't hear it. So then when I stopped and I heard it, then I adjusted.
Okay, fair enough. It's already as loud as it'll go.
Oh,
On
sorry.
my little computer. But if you want, I can move it closer to you.
Or I can adjust and I can let it come through first and then hit the note.
That too.
And match what I hear.
That too. And also just memorizing where it's going to go.
Where it is. Yes. It's been a while since I sang the song.
Well,
with the track outside of like a shower.
Yeah, fair enough. Let me see. Where is, I think the... You're a beast, Brandi. Close. Okay, so. Don't
make me close one more time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Shall we practice? Do you feel okay doing it one more time?
Yeah,
this key change?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay.
Can we get into it, though?
Yeah. Like from the nothing.
Can we go a little bit?
Where do you want to go from?
Where's your cursor right now?
Right now it's don't walk away from me.
Maybe a couple bars before that would be great. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Great. We'll go from there. And then if you feel yourself getting in your head, move a little bit.
Okay.
That'll help.
Okay.
That'll help. Okay. You have beautiful posture. Now you're allowed to move a little bit. Feel ready?
Yeah. Feel down, must imagine them there. Don't walk away from me. I have nothing. Don't make me close one more time. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms and feel down. Must imagine them there. Don't walk away from me. Don't walk away from me. Don't you dare walk away from me. I have nothing. If I don't have you. If I don't have you.
Nice. Okay. How did that feel?
Felt okay. Yeah.
You nailed the close.
Thanks.
That was great.
I think getting into that key change, it is easier. I think overall, like I felt a little fatigued, or I felt like I got choked up. But I think but I don't know that is necessarily like it didn't feel like I was straining or anything like that. I just think you know, honestly, just coming from a full day of teaching and all of that,
and
like,
wailing for the last we've been recording for 50 minutes, so you know.
Oh yeah, this is usually set break time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, folks. I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Yeah. So we don't need to push it any harder because you need to give your voice a break. You're doing like insane heavy lifting when you're singing this kind of stuff. But I'm glad that it didn't feel strained. So close, I don't wanna hurt anymore. Then stay in my arms. That part. Stay in my arms. Actually, was it that part? I'll stay watching you there. Don't walk away from me. Don't you dare that part. So when you're really leaning into that, don't you, don't, that can be that might be a little harsh with like on the consonant, right? Don't you, compared to more like a don't you, don't you, rather than don't you.
Okay.
Right, like a softer D that could help feel like you have a little bit more control over the note. Don't you dare, like softer Ds.
Okay. Don't you dare.
Yeah, those are soft Ds. Yes, exactly. Now, I don't want to push you anymore, unless you really want to. But if you wanted to try that,
We can try it again.
don't you dare.
Yeah.
But again, with the softer Ds.
Yeah.
Do
We
you
want to
want
start right at the new chorus.
Sure. We can try that. Don't walk away from me.
I have nothing, nothing, nothing. Don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore. Stay in my arms. Do you dare? Must I imagine them there? Don't walk away from me. Don't walk away from me. Don't you dare walk away from me. I have nothing, nothing, nothing. If I don't have you. If I don't have you.
Baby. Okay. How was that?
That was good. Was that softer on the D's? Like it felt like it was?
Girl, you
I tried to-
nailed that. You nailed that.
Thanks. I tried to
It's really good.
I tried to pull I did think about it. I know not but I tried to like give it some color and not like just like maybe kind of pull them out of complete chest voice anyway.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe that was easier for me to make them softer. That's just
Love.
in that moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you killed it. Like, whatever you did, keep doing it. It was really, really, really good. And power level wise, too, like, this to me is very much like a really amazing sweet spot for you, where it's like you're getting insane power without being super duper 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 loud and without working quite as hard. Did you feel like you didn't have to work your little booty off, but it was like, okay, it was manageable?
Yeah, because I don't think I feel like if I was singing this like at home, I probably wouldn't be able to hit the key change or hit this song like as many times as we've done it anyway. So,
Okay.
So yeah, it was easier to sing this song.
Yeah.
And I've sang it a couple pieces a couple times. So
Yeah, the hard parts we sang a couple times in a row, and you still have a voice. Woo, girl, you killed that last chorus, like that key
Thank
change
you.
this last time around. Like, because in the other rounds that we did it what, maybe 3-4 times. The other rounds, there were always a couple notes where you like overshot it a little bit, right? Like a little too much pressure behind it. So you went a little above or a little under, or it's just a little bit, some like instability in certain places. This time around, it was like perfectly balanced, and it was just like, yup, the notes are just flying out. It was really good.
Oh, thank you.
How do you like the sound of it?
I like the sound. I think for me, it will still take a little bit of getting used to because I'm just used to opening my mouth and it's just a lot that comes out. So controlling that and, because like when I talk with my songwriting students in class, like we talk about texture and things like that, but applying it to my own voice.
I know, it's
just
so
hard. Yeah, or when I'm teaching choir stuff at school, like, you want this color or you want this texture or you want to give it some, you want to make it different and give your listeners this, and then
I know. No, 100%. It's so much easier giving other people advice than to do it yourself.
Yeah.
That is why I like being on this side of the piano.
And again, I think where we are too, just because, I've had a lot of my gigs have been cover gigs. So a lot of folks are like, like they ask for Aretha and Adele and there were those women wailers, Bonnie Raitt, things like that. And, so it just also it gets, it becomes kind of a habit to also just like, you could have added like, and it just, every time I sing. Yeah. And I don't sometimes now, a lot of times now I don't really think about it because that's just what people have asked for. It's what I've just been doing. Yeah. So. Yeah. Be able to pull back is nice.
Yes. And the thing is, like I said, you're still getting that power because sometimes what happens when you're pulling back is you're then losing the power, right? And now it's in a head voice or, in a softer mix, but you're still very much in a chest dominant place. But now you're doing it in a sustainable way, in a way that's not going to clip your microphone. Just a controlled way of getting it out there.
Yes, I've stopped talking and singing. Well, I have a softer talking voice, but I've stopped singing in microphones all the time and I sing like this.
I know. I bet you nobody watching or listening would have expected that voice to come out of you. Just hearing you speak, just like, and then here and then there, and then I'm a teacher and then I'm doing this, and then, whoa! It's like, whoa, okay. It's so awesome. It really is. It really is. And I'm not saying that you should never use that big, amazing voice that you have. Like, you have it. It's incredible. And if we want to focus on sustainability and longevity and endurance, we have to do a little bit less like what we've been practicing today so that you're not blowing out your voice, right?
Like I often do.
And I'm speaking from experience here because I did exactly the same thing. It was so hard for me to control my volume. And I was like, but why would I make this quieter when it's so awesome, when it's so big and belty? And then my voice was always like, because we're losing it over here. We can barely speak anymore now. I actually ended up with vocal nodules.
Oh, no.
Yes. So, if you overdo it, that's maybe where you're going to end up. And I definitely don't want that to happen.
I've heard of people who got them, and I definitely don't want that. I've been really trying to, if nothing else, drink my water and try to sleep and the things that I know that I knew to do, I tried to do or try to do. Yes. Because I don't want to burn that out. So.
No. I don't recommend it. It's not a good time. There's a way back from it, but if we can avoid it in the first place,
absolutely,
we'll definitely recommend
prevention.
That. Yeah. A part of that is cool downs. Do you ever cool down your voice after you sing? No. Okay, we're gonna do that right now.
Okay.
We're gonna turn that up a little bit.
Can you play that again? And is it on a? You said we. It's on a we. Mm-hmm.
Great. So this is something that I didn't mention while we were working on the song, but it's something I was thinking about. But I'm like, I don't need to mess with it if it works for you. You're really on certain notes going really wide, like vowels going really wide, and there's a lot of mouth movement happening. Can you soften that a little bit so it's more like a wee compared to a wee?
Sure. I'll try.
You got it. Ta-da. Compared to the first version, how was that?
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah? That was great. All right, we're going to keep going down. Great. Speed up a little. Sorry.
It's okay.
One more. Nice. Okay, feeling okay? Mm-hmm. All right, let's try vocal fry. Do you know vocal fry? Nice. Beautiful. We're going to go, oh, no, no, no. But keep it nice and soft. We're gonna
Start on a fry.
Yeah, fry into that top note.
Oh, no, no, no. 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 Oh, no, no, no.
One more.
Oh, no, no, no.
Okay, very good. How did that feel?
It's a different feeling.
Different feeling, yeah.
But
Okay.
not bad.
Okay. Let's do one more. We're gonna just do a hum maybe. Yeah, up here. Or just. You can make it soft and even a little breathy if you want to.
Okay.
Great. Can you slide that a little more?
Okay.
Nice. It's kind of like a sigh.
Oh, a hum, but a sigh, like inside, kind of like
an inside sigh. a hum sigh. Yeah. One more. Okay, nice. How's your voice feeling?
Feels okay. It feels very good. Yeah.
Okay, good. If you wanted to do like one more like cool down as you drive home, maybe if you have like or maybe do it at home or whatever. If you have a bottle or just a cup of water with some straw in it, like with a straw in it, kind of straight, and then just go like this. Like,
Okay.
That's what I'm kind of doing into the straw. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't have to go high, like super high, super low, anything like that. But straw phonation in water can have a nice massaging effect on the voice.
Okay.
Okay. So if you wanted to, feel free to do that. You don't have to.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Anytime. Do you have any questions about anything that we worked on today or anything else for that matter?
How important would you say? So, obviously, I don't typically cool down my voice, and I know that, I will probably start.
Yeah.
But would you say that it's just important just at the end of like singing gigs, or is that something that you do more than that? Like, do you just do it just for vocal health and just like sustainability, or?
So it is for vocal health and sustainability and endurance and, just warming up faster the next day. Basically, you can compare it to like a marathon runner just collapsing and taking a nap right after crossing the finish line. Usually they keep walking for a little bit, or at least stand and don't completely collapse so that their body doesn't go into shock, like their muscles don't go into shock. I would recommend it every time after you do any sort of heavy lifting like we did today, right? Especially after gigs, because you've been singing for a long time. Stuff like today, when you're belting a lot, it doesn't hurt, right? It takes 2 minutes.
So I can't just dive into the burger that they feed me at the end of a gig. I'm just,
you can and be like, Delicious.
And massage my vocal folds that way.
Exactly. As you're chewing, you're like, and then everybody's like, what is wrong with her? She's enjoying this burger way too much. But as you break down your stuff, you can do it then. Like if you have some like cocktail straws, tiny little straws, you can use those to kind of like cool down, just kind of go as you break down your stuff. I tend
to do like the lip trills just because I'm always doing those. So just so I'm always and I never really thought about it as cooling down, but it does. I mean it just always calmed me down too.
Yeah.
Because after a gig, you also got that kind of like that,
those
endorphins going.
Absolutely.
So I always did that, but adding things to that would be great.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be scales, right? Like we just did scales because I have a piano in front of me.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be scales. It can be literally anything you want. Just don't push, right? Like push your range. Like no.
Right.
This is the opposite of what we want to do when we cool down, right? Easy. Lip trills are great for that. Any sort of SOVT sound. Are you familiar with SOVT? Mm-hmm. Great. Awesome. Semi-occluded vocal tract, like lip trills, like straw phonation, any of the above. So love it. But yeah, it doesn't hurt to do it, right? Like I'd rather have you do it every time and not super need it every time than not do it when you really needed it.
Gotcha.
Right? Also, nobody's perfect. If you skip a cool down once, oh well, life goes on. Your voice will be okay. It's just probably going to take a little bit longer the next day to warm up. Mm-hmm. Right? So if you went on tour, for example, definitely don't skip your warm-ups.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, and cool downs. Yeah. Any other questions?
One more.
Yes.
That's okay. And I don't know why I didn't think of this when you asked me like things that were specific that I might want you to think about or listen for. And it wasn't necessarily anything to listen for, but I can whistle slightly, like whistle register.
Cool.
Just there.
Yeah.
Just so. But I would love to increase my range just overall, like not necessarily to be able to whistle or to whistle, like, but I would just, any sort of tips on like how I can.
Yes. Flageolet instead of whistle. So when basically the flageolet sits between your head voice and your whistle. Mm-hmm. So it's like the high range of your head voice essentially. And whistle is when your vocal folds are not vibrating anymore. Mm-hmm. So you're just literally whistling through your vocal folds like Mariah Carey, Ariana Grande type of whistle. Mm-hmm. Flageolet actually helps you extend your range.
Okay.
Without going into a whistle.
Okay.
So to practice that, I know we're already cooled down, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Like a... It's super small, tiny, squeaky. Want to try it?
Sure.
Great. Can we make that even smaller? Yeah, great. It's very weird and it might feel a little squeaky too, or sound a little squeaky. Yeah. That's when you know you're doing it right.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, small mouth opening. You're doing it. That's perfect. Let's do that one more time, 5% less. Great. One more time. There you go. That was it. Great. One more time. Use that shwoo to get a little bit more breath flowing into it. Great. Now without the force behind it, right?
Okay.
Great. Can you do 5% less on that? Did you hear or feel the difference there?
Yeah.
That one was it, right? So what we're doing here is we're teaching your voice to stretch up into these high notes without the force behind it.
Yeah. Because when I there are songs that just not with like not a whistle, like not whistling, but just really high in my register. It feels forced, and I know that is counterproductive, counterintuitive. Like I know I'm not supposed to be, so I have always tried to be relaxed as much as possible, but I've never had any like formal like exercises or anything to like help that along.
Yeah. This is a great one for that. It's again, it's just going to teach your voice to do the stretch. That doesn't mean that you can then only sing these high notes in that squeaky sound. Right. That's just the first step, right? To get the stretch without the force. Right. And then once that feels nice and comfortable, we can, add more like a and have more power on that top.
Right.
But we want to start there so that we're not relying on the force to get the notes. Gotcha. What we went up to a B. I think you can go higher than that. I don't necessarily think we need to push it today.
Yeah, we don't have to today.
But that was a B. That's high. That's very high. So yeah, do you feel like this is an exercise that you want to start like?
Yeah, I'll probably start incorporating that. Okay. I like that.
Yeah, shwoo shwoo shwoo, like SHWOO, shwoo.
Shwoo.
And make it as small as you possibly can. Great. You're full of great questions. Any other questions?
No, that's all.
That's all?
I think so.
Well, I mean, obviously, Brandi, I don't have to tell you that, but you're an insane vocalist. I cannot sing that song like you can. Absolutely not. So, chapeau. Very well done. Bravo.
Thank you.
And I shall continue working on my own voice so that I can maybe one day sing this like you can. But that was amazing, truly.
Thank you.
And I hope that this helped you see that you don't have to work quite as hard to get an amazing result, right? You feel like you have a couple things from today's session that you can walk away with that you're like, yep.
So. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Please let everybody know, where can we follow you on socials?
I am on all the regular ones like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, at Sweetheart Psalms. Okay. I'm the artist Brandi Love, all one word, but there is a Brandi Love who's already somewhere. She's not a musician, but I had to kind of
change.
Which is okay.
So we're doing a little rebrand and
a little bit
for the new music that you're gonna release this year. Yes.
Yeah,
you got it.
It's out in the world, so I'm gonna have to now.
Yeah, yes. Accountability. We love some accountability. Yes. I mean, you would only bless us with your voice. So, we would all appreciate hearing more of you. And we don't have to be in Indianapolis to hear your beautiful voice. We can listen to you from anywhere. No, truly, you're a fantastic singer. And thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And let's do this again someday, okay?
Yeah.
And let's not wait 6 years till we see each other again.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining. Thank you to everybody watching or listening. If you are interested in booking a session with me, it would be a Zoom session. You can check out the link in the description or in the show notes to book a session. And I'd love to sing with you over Zoom, meet you no matter where you are in the world, and help you with your voice. Other than that, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.